Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I'm going to be checking out a new song from Moodring. This is the final track to make up their 3-track EP, Your Light Fades Away. So at the time I'm posting this, the EP is out. The first 2 tracks are phenomenal. I think Black Wave would be my favorite between the two, but I love them both. Would You Wait For Me has also been heavily on the playlist for me, so not surprising with Moodring. Ever since I found this band, I have just been listening to them very routinely, which is not easy in these times. The more I found through the channel, the more some stuff doesn't get as much attention. Moodring is unwaveringly on the playlist, so I'm expecting the same from this EP. I'm very excited based off of the things that I've heard about the song, Iris EXE helping with the chorus, them being very proud of this, all of that. So as usual, expecting some high quality music from Moodring. I will link all of their promotional links, merch, social media, all of that in the description of this video. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. Oh, the song is called Shi Death. Oh! Oh, the echoing stuff I really like. Oh yeah, first time just taking it in, but Moodring, Shi Death, let's discuss. This is a very solid 3-track EP. Across these 3 songs, it feels like, to me, Black Wave is the heaviest, the most aggressive track, and then you had Will You Wait For Me, which feels like the lighter of the 3, and this one feels like it meets perfectly in the middle while kind of bringing in some new ideas to the sound that Moodring has already laid down. If you go back and you listen to Show Me the Real You, and then you listen through Stargazer, and then you listen through this EP, it's a band that certainly seems to have like an evolution to their sound. And with this, even if you kind of bar the obvious limits that are being pushed here, that would be like new territory. They're covering the chorus vocals here, and even some of the stuff on Would You Wait For Me, it feels like different territory for them while staying in the Moodring sound. But when you take this song and you look at some of the drum beats and stuff, it's definitely got a bit of that sound that's like bringing in more, I guess, electronics and stuff. I love Show Me the Real You. I'll always love that release. It's gonna stay on rotation for me. There are songs like Empty Me Out, Gasoline. Those are a lot of fun. But now the sound I associate with this band would be this sort of sound. They've proved what they can do. When you listen to the title track off Stargazer, it's much different. For In Love has that sort of like sweet sounding chorus, and then you have the ability to do things like this. This EP seems to be showing off some furthering that they can do with their sound. That's not a great way to word that, but it's already been done. With this track specifically, I feel those moments where you get sort of like, the electronic sounding drum beats and other elements that I'm talking about here that sort of lift this up to being a sound that is much different for the bands. And then you have the moments too, though, where it fits the rest of the release. I would say some of those aggressive moments may hit even harder because of the contrast that you're presented with in this song. It's used very well so that, especially as the song ends and stuff, it just drives the point really well for me. The whole composition, the way it's expressed, for me, I felt like it was very well thought out. It feels very detailed, I guess, is the best way to say that. Using so many words, haven't been recording a lot of videos, so I'm getting back into the habit of it. This was certainly something I wanted to make sure to cover. Right now I've just sat down to film 3 videos, which will be my last 3 videos with this background. We're in the middle of moving, but Moodring is a band that I do want to put more focus on, or not more, I guess I've been doing that since Stargazer, but continue putting focus on and not let myself fall behind, because I do find it really exciting what they're doing. You can feel as this track starts out, even though it's not like the full sound of the chorus, you can feel that you're getting a taste of what's to come. And the reason I feel like this meets so well in the middle is because that chorus, it almost has like that sweet sound that I'm talking about that I really love with For In Love, but it's much different feeling at the same time, which sounds kind of dumb, but maybe you'll understand what I mean if you go back and listen to For In Love. And Xeno For In Love is the track I'm talking about, the closer off of Stargazer. It ended up being one of my favorites, but I feel on that record they do something similar that they do on this release, which is kind of showing the way that they can expand their sound. So while I don't feel like this is the sound that you would, after listening through Stargazer, it's not like, oh yeah, this is like the trajectory I was expecting. It feels like they're pushing their limits, not in a bad way at all either. I mean, experimentally, creatively, all of that feels like they're in a different space now than they were with Stargazer. Because you listen to tracks that felt different on that record, it would be, to me, stuff like Peel. That had a very catchy melody in such a different way. That's another chorus for me that they've done masterclass, and I feel with Moodring that's something that's a weapon for them. They can write a chorus that's heavy if they want to. They can write a chorus that is something like this, that's got the catchiness there, and it's got bringing in all these experimental feelings while remaining catchy. You listen to a track like Peel, very different context of catchy. Go back to their first release and listen to Gasoline. That's a much different era of Moodring, I feel, as well. So the progression that they've made is very exciting to me, because with something like this, I feel this specific track will be the one that is the most kind of like a grower for me, because I love this with one listen, but I don't know the words or anything. And as I learn the words and kind of like start singing along to that chorus and stuff, I feel it's gonna be something that I love more and more, especially knowing that Iris worked on the melodies and this chorus with Hunter, because when it comes to Iris EXE's music, that's something I've been listening to a lot of recently. I've been listening to It's the Blue That Lasts a ton, some of that sort of, I don't want to say that they sound similar, but when you're an artist, I feel something that's really positive to have is your own sound, like your influence being able to be recognized on there. I think there are similarities that can be drawn in new Moodring and the stuff that Iris has done, and to me that's a very exciting thing, because it's not stuff that I'm super versed in or that I have a lot that sounds like that on the playlist. But they bring in these elements or these qualities that is very much so in the stuff that I listen to. So it's one of those things where you pick up on new things that you enjoy, or maybe it furthers your taste and stuff. And I find those bands to be the most exciting, and those artists, because I like being pushed out of my musical comfort zone a little bit. Obviously there's stuff that just doesn't work for me. Country rap would be one of those things. I just don't like it. There's nothing that probably could be done for me to like it. Doesn't matter if it's mixed with heavy music. I think that might be even worse for me based off of my experiences. But when it's in the realm of stuff that does have that possibility for me, whether it be electronic music or something that's how I even got into hardcore. I used to not listen to hardcore because I didn't like a lot of distortion, but I wasn't aware of, various bands. That's sort of unrelated, so I'm gonna get myself back on track here. But sort of the drumming I was talking about, but that's not all you get on this track. There's a variation there as well. You get some of those beats I'm talking about, and I feel they serve a very specific purpose and sort of the mood and the sound of this song. But at the same time, there is the opposite side of the coin, where the drumming also sounds phenomenal, fits the song excellently. The production on this is, of course, standout, not surprising to me. At this point, I've talked a lot about Hunter's work on the production side of things when it comes to Moodring, or, his ability to switch it up and do stuff that sounds like Psycho Frame, which is completely different to this band, but still so well done. So this has been super wordy anyway. I'm very happy with these 3 tracks. It feels like they all have a lot of identity between the 3 of them, but they blend together super well to make this 3-track EP. I think it shows off the direction that Moodring has taken since they debuted with Show Me the Real You. It's been a few years now since that. They've done a bit of, they were on tour with Cane Hill when I saw them. So kind of getting out there with some bands, people seeing them live got them a bit of traction, but I feel as they keep on putting out music like this, people are just going to keep jumping onto it, because while they've definitely had their share of people saying, oh, this sounds like this sounds like this band, this sounds like that, as they've continued forward and kind of like let that roll off their shoulders, it feels like they're very much finding their sound. And sort of, while everybody who consumes music and then makes music is very susceptible to taking some sort of influence, and I feel like that's important. I like hearing influence, but Moodring having a sound now that I feel will trickle down into other people taking influence from them, you know what I mean? So I know that they don't love the comments of certain big bands that their early material got a lot of this sounds like, not a bad thing, but I can understand when you create your own sound, something, and for people to then sum it up as, oh, this sounds exactly like this band, and have nothing further to offer or say, that would annoy me too. But I think they'll find the reception to these newer songs to be worth what all of the comments that maybe were sort of annoying to them or underlooked what they were doing in their own sound. And as they continue making what they want to make, taking influence from what they want to take, they'll continue to build on this sound that sounds like Moodring and kind of get past all of that, which I'm very much anticipating for them. I think it'll pay off very well. These songs are fantastic. This does have the ability to be some of my favorite material from the band, which is difficult. Like I mentioned, some of my favorite stuff, it's across the 2 releases that they've had thus far. So for this one to, after one listen to the newest track, have the ability to be some of my favorite material, I feel like that's very strong. So I've punched the mic, I've talked a lot, I've said a lot of words without needing to, probably. Could have shortened this, but as I get back into making videos, I'll get back into how I used to make them and not talking too much. But I have so much to say to you guys right now because I'm not able to do streams. I'm not able to film as much as I normally do. So thank you very much if you're still watching this. Wow, I've talked a ton. Thank you. Appreciate you. I will link all of Moodring's merch, their social media, any sort of promotional links that you can access to help this band out, to help them continue building on the Moodring sound. I will link it all in the description. Make sure if you enjoyed this, you check it all out. Let me know which track is your favorite in the comments. It's gonna be difficult. This one, I think it will go either Black Wave or this track for me, number one, and then it will be Would You Wait For Me, but I don't think that it dips in quality, just that the blend on this sound is probably gonna make it my favorite over Black Wave, even though I love that song. I love the hard-hitting parts of it. This has a lot of hard-hitting parts of it as well. So anyway, I've gone back to talking a bunch. My links will be in the description as well. Patreon, which I'm gonna be upping the tiers, offering more in them when this background changes, everything else changes as well. The schedule will be getting back on track. I'm very excited. So all the links that you may need, the Discord server is where the community is based for my YouTube channel. I also have the link for my Twitch, which I'm going to be getting up and going as I get moved into the new office. All of that stuff will be there if you're interested in following the channel or joining the community. That's where it's due. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.